Hello, my name is Shane Barnett, and today I will be doing a presentation over social learning cognitive theory. So, what is social learning cognitive theory? According to Dr. Glenn Sparks, author of Media Effects Research, A Basic Overview, this theory is about how a person learns and retains information based off of acts related to observing others or things in their environment. This is kind of basic. Um, you see. You do. Kind of like how your parents, you see them eat with a fork whenever you're a child. It's the same concept. You do based off of what you see in your surroundings, and you learn by behavior and actions. And this theory, more in depth, goes into how we don't learn actual behaviors, what's right and wrong. We learn the consequences of actions, and that's how we know what's right and what's wrong. Um, So, how does this pertain to the media? Well, movies and television are the biggest form of entertainment for people nowadays in today's world. I mean, think about how many movie quotes we say on a regular basis, or every week. We watch television whenever we get home from work or get done doing homework, or whenever we're in bed sick. We're constantly watching media and learning from it. At a young age, we rely on children's learning shows to guide us on what is right and what's wrong, or the consequences, like Sesame Street or even SpongeBob. I watched the show called Zaboomafoo whenever I was a kid. And during that, you learn consequences and rewards of your actions. Like I said, we base our actions off of the reward or punishments of what's depicted in the media in front of us. So there's four basic steps to this process. The first is attention. We have to be paying attention to the screen to understand what's occurring. So, for example, in my report, I used a robber getting gunned down because he robbed. So for this one, I'll use someone is watching TV, and on the screen, and someone saves a family from a burning building, and they are rewarded for that. So you're paying attention. You see that someone runs into a burning building, saves a family, and they get a citizenship medal. The second step is retention. You must understand what is happening on the screen. So you have to understand that they ran in there, why they ran in there, and that they saved all these people. So you have to understand that the man is celebrated for saving the family. And so you learn the reward for doing that and thinking selflessly. The third step is production of behaviors. This step you apply, you put both of you have to be paying attention, you have to retain all of the information, and then you learn the pattern of the reward. You have to understand that, okay, the fire, it sounds like a caveman, fire is bad. You're thinking selflessly. You put all of that into one. You have to be paying attention, retain it, understand it, and that's the third step. You're understanding the pattern of the consequences or the rewards of what is happening, and you understand that the man is rewarded for thinking about others and not thinking about himself. Like in my report, I said the man was, put in prison or gunned down because he was robbing people, and in our brain we have to think, okay, that isn't right. So the fourth step is motivation. This is the step where we decide if we're going to mimic those choices, those consequences or rewards, or if we're going to decide not to. So we weigh the options, and this is called vicarious reinforcement. And according to Albert Bandura, author of Journal of Abnormal Social Psychology, vicarious reinforcement is when a person imitates actions of another person when they see that that person is being positively rewarded for their actions. So running into a burning building and thinking selflessly would be vicarious reinforcement. You're thinking of others before yourself. And so the fourth step is just putting all of it together and deciding whether you're going to be rewarded or not. So how does this apply to my future career? Well, like I've said before, I would like to be a pilot once I graduate in the fall. And so learn behavior is going to be very imperative for my field. Just on the basis of it, you have to have a lot of flight hours and be flying at night, and have back-to-back trips and have back-to-back flights. So it's going to be very important to learn from past pilots, to correct my sleep schedule, understand, okay, you need to eat at this time, a 45-minute nap is the correct time. And then also on a bigger scale, watching um, how pilots work in difficult weather conditions, because a lot of the time you have no visual, you can't see out of the cockpit, and so you're relying on your instruments. It's called your instrument training, and so there's going to be a lot of learning and observed behavior that I can learn just by watching past pilots. And especially with all this COVID stuff, there's going to be instructional videos, so that's going to be in the media also. I'm going to be watching instructional videos on how to navigate through rain, navigate whenever it's windy, or even just normally landing, having all your instruments correct, and just listening through media of what past pilots have done. And this is my work cited, and that is my presentation over social cognitive learning theory.